Okay, demonstration of using meetings with Teams. So first thing I need to do obviously is have Teams open, and then I head over to Calendar. Once I'm at Calendar, I then head across to the right to New Meeting, where I can schedule a meeting with my class. I'll then give it a title, so they're aware of what we're going to do. You don't need to worry about location because obviously this is an online meeting, and if you have any details that you may want to write, then you could do it there. Obviously I'll keep it simple for today. Time wise, I'm about to just make it very close to now, which so 9:16, because they should all be ready to join. But obviously if you want to schedule the meeting in advance, this is where you would do it, so they're aware and they can join when the time is right. You select a channel to meet in. So first off, I need to choose the appropriate class. So this is my year 13, so A-level 2018-20. And then I choose the general tab because that's the channel I want this meeting to happen. I don't need to invite anyone because as long as they are a member of that channel, which they are, they'll be able to see this and they can join. I then go to schedule. And you can see at the bottom here that this has happened. So in a second now, I'm going to get them to join. But to do that myself, I have to go into Boolean algebra, and you can see what you have over here. And then obviously, if I wanted to make any changes, I could. Maybe I've got the time wrong, but everything's fine here. And I'm going to click join. And then you can have the camera on if needed. I'm not going to have the camera. I don't think there's any need to see my face today. Obviously, it's important I have the mic on. And then I'm going to click join now. And hopefully while I'm doing that, my students are joining at the same time. So it says here waiting for others to join. And here we go. I've got a small year 13 class, just 5. And they are all here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 in the corner. So I have all that. Conversations, nice and easy. There's a meeting chat on the side. I'm going to be polite and say hello and hopefully get a response back. Okay, you see the message is starting to come back in, which is great. So at this point, obviously they can hear me. I can't hear them because their microphones, either their microphones aren't on or they don't have one, but I would say in this facility that's absolutely fine, because if you need to hear from them, then they can obviously write in the chat. So to start in the lesson, for example, I would maybe want to share a screen with them. So to do so, I go to share here. And it gives me the options I have open on my screen. So I can go with the desktop. I can go with my OneNote that's open. I've got Edge open as well. So for example, if I was to click on this OneNote, here I have my AS Computer Science notebook open, and this is some of the stuff we've been doing in the past. So I can kind of go between these if I need to. And I can obviously scroll down and they'll be able to see this live from their screen. Yeah, so that's one option they have, obviously, is the ability to use OneNote with them and they can see what you're going on. Other options would be potentially Microsoft Word. Yeah, can you see Microsoft Word? No, not right. So one of the things I need to go back to is I need to stop the share and then choose Microsoft Word, and then they can see that work as well. So this is maybe some work I would give them, and then they could we could be using this collaboratively, or this could be something they're reading. So that would be part of the ability to share that with them as well. So it's important that if I'm not sharing the desktop, that I'm going back, stopping the share, and then choosing the appropriate one. So you can see I can open up a PowerPoint if needed and they'd be able to see that. I could obviously go straight to my desktop and now they can see exactly what I'm doing on my desktop. Yeah, and then I could move between these icons, and if I did have a PowerPoint, they could see that as well. And I could display that on their screen. One of the other options I have is to, if it was needed, is I could share a whiteboard with them. So obviously Microsoft Whiteboard will allow me to, using a stylus, to write on the screen, whether maybe something you need for physics or maths, etc., where you feel the handwriting would be more appropriate. Again, it would be up to yourself and maybe the device you have, if you'd find a PowerPoint or your OneNote or Microsoft Word easier, or maybe something you have in Edge as well. So I have, if I go back to my desktop, I can see here that I have Edge open where I've got some revision notes for them that we could be reading at the same time or demonstrating. I've also got a past paper open here that again we could be working through together as a class. One of the other key things I wanted to show is that obviously your hope would be that all the students be able to join the meeting at the same time, but if they can't, there is the option to record the Teams meeting. So to do that, obviously I'm going to stop sharing just now, but to do that, you go to the three dots and you click on Start Recording. Now that will then record all the things I'm doing on Microsoft Teams, and I will show you how that looks at the end. So if I press Start Record just now, you can see here I'm recording. It's saying you're recording at the top. And now if I was to do similar things that I was doing before, remember they would hear my voice as part of this recording. I could go share, again, back to my desktop, and what I'm doing here, they'll be able to see live, but also as part of the recording later on, which again would be handy for students if they maybe want to go back to anything in the lesson, or more likely if they've missed the lesson because they weren't able to make the meeting. So going back here just now, just to kind of highlight again, you've got the meeting chat, you've got the ability to share your screen, and obviously the ability to record, which I'm going to stop just now. So if I go back to the three dots, I would just go stop recording. So I suppose one of the things I would do if I was doing a lesson with this is I would start the recording at the very, very beginning and then stop it at the end. So if I stop the recording, it says here the recording is being saved. It will be added to the meeting chat. So it saves directly into your channel. So you don't need to go looking for it and you don't need to share it with your students. The students will find it in the channel. So if I was to stop there with the meeting, obviously you would talk about the meeting being ended. Everyone needs to hang up at that point, your students and you. So if I was to do that, obviously I would press hang up and leave, and you can see here as they start to disappear on the right hand side, that's them showing they're leaving as well. Obviously if I needed to, I could obviously be sending them files through the files section. If there was anything that maybe I had work they wanted them to do, I could be placing it in the class materials for them to have. That doesn't change the facility of Teams. The main reason I want to do this video is to show the ability to meet your students for a lesson. What we have here, it says that the meeting has ended and it's saving the recording to Microsoft Stream. So I'm really just waiting for that now to save. But what would happen is at the end of the recording is that it would appear here. Okay, so as you can see, the video has now appeared at the bottom here. So this video would now be part of the meeting, and anyone that missed the meeting would have the ability to watch the video. So you can see if I click on the video now, I'm not going to play it, but you can see as it loads up, you have the ability to run the video directly from Teams. Okay, so whatever was mentioned, as you can see, in that time is there. Well, it's running automatically itself. So you can see here, but that's something that would be quite handy for some of your students who were unable to be part of the meeting. And that's the demonstration on meetings with Teams. Thank you.